I'm with Chef Bryan. We're here at the Las Vegas Pizza Festival, and he's with Pizza Cake. And maybe just off the bat, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be making today at the Pizza Festival.
Well, today we're having a little bit of fun. You know, we as much as we love like the classic pizzas, you know, your cheese pizza, pepperoni, and all that, we wanted to make it a little bit more interesting and fun. So we're featuring two different pizzas. One of them that you can find at the Pizza Cake menu, which has become one of our famous pizzas. It's the chicken and bacon Alfredo. Grilled wood-fired chicken. We got smoked bacon shoulder, delicious Alfredo sauce, garlic, Parmesan, parsley, all the great things that you would find in a good Alfredo, we put onto a pizza. And we are actually debuting for the first time our spicy alla vodka pizza, which is on a dough that's similar to kind of like a cross between a grandma and a Sicilian. So it's not as big as a Sicilian, it's in between. It's something that we actually call, that Buddy coined, Buddy Valastro, called bakery pizza. And we're doing that, so it's our spicy vodka sauce with Italian sausage, basil, pecorino romano, absolutely delicious.
Is that bakery pizza dough just baked straight with the toppings in one go, or do you do a par bake?
We do it in two different settings. We bake the dough first with a little bit of the sauce and the cheese, and then we finish it, and then we give it a second bake just to give that extra crispness into it and really bring everything together.
I'm a fan.
You will be.
So tell me, how did you get into the pizza industry and why?
Well, listen, I mean, who doesn't like pizza, right? I grew up eating it, and my father is a big name in the restaurant world. Larry Forgione coined the Godfather of American Cuisine. So I grew up around it, and I got myself involved back in '98, and, working in all different 3-4-star restaurants, all through Manhattan. And then when I moved out to here in 2009, I hooked up with Buddy Valastro, as I'm sure you know, Cake Boss, and we both had that. We're both from the East Coast. We have that love of pizza, and we talked about like what, better way to showcase what we love with food than a pizza place.
Now, were you already friends with Buddy? Were you buddies with Buddy, or how did you two meet?
No, we met because he wanted to open up a restaurant in Las Vegas, and we connected through some people that we both knew. And I was his executive chef over at Buddy V's at the Venetian from 2013, and we're now overseeing it as well as as a corporate chef. But we're overseeing that. We got Pizza Cake, Boss Cafe, we got Jersey Eats. We got so much going on in Vegas. We love Vegas, but pizza was the one thing that we knew we just had to knock out of the park. We spent months figuring out the dough, not just dough that works in New York or New Jersey, but dough that works out here in Vegas with a different climate. And the one thing I could tell you, it's about patience, it's about love, and it's about hard work. To really make good pizza every day, day in and day out, you got to have the right staff, you got to have the trained people, and you got to take the time and that love and passion and put it into your food.
What is so different about Las Vegas style dough versus a New York or New Jersey style dough?
Well, Vegas is, as you know, a lot drier. And, there's things you could talk about with water and all that stuff. The Las Vegas tap water is not very good as opposed to like New York tap water. We actually use a filtered water for our dough. We notice that we get a consistent result using that filtered water. But listen, you just have to, it's like anything. You go anywhere, you got to just figure it out. You try it out a few times, you figure out what's not working, and keep working until you get it right. And we took the time before we opened up those doors to make sure that Vegas people were going to get what we know and love about New York style pizza.
Amazing. Now, do you cook outside in a different environment outside of your restaurant very often?
With pizza, no. This is this is the main pizza festival that they do here in Vegas every year. So is it the same? Absolutely not. But like anything, like I said, we got here early enough, figure it out. We looked at what ovens we had, and we figured out what we had to maybe tweak and what it may be to make sure that what you get here today, that we're proud of.
Some of the people listening here run a pop-up or run a catering business, and maybe they're thinking, I don't have my stuff down, and every time I go into a different environment, it's very difficult. What has helped serve you knowing that this is, going to be a long-term thing, that you're probably going to be back here year after year? What has helped being outside?
Well, listen, we learn, I think, the most by our mistakes. So to give any advice, I would just say that you got to just do your test runs. Don't assume that something is going to work out. Give yourself that extra time. If you're going to do an outdoor event, show up an extra 2 hours early and do a test run on it once, twice, as many times as it takes so that you feel confident with what you're doing. But yeah, your environment inside your kitchen is not going to be the same environment when you're outside. But, it's through experience, do it over and over. You got it. You learn from experience, and that's the best way to know how to fix things when problems do arise.
I saw you kind of do a little smile. Any fun mistakes in your, time making pizza that you could share with the audience?
That could be a whole nother show. We could sit and talk about all the all the drama that ensues. Sometimes the oven's not hot enough. Sometimes the power goes out. You know what I mean? There's so many variables that can go wrong, and again, I've been in those situations enough that show up early, make sure your stuff works, come in the day before if they have your stuff set up to make sure that things are working and all that. And fortunately today we seem to be on the positive side of things.
You're coming on to close to 30 years of being in the industry, and if you're...
Has it been that long?
I'm sorry if I made you kind of flash back for a second.
That's funny. Okay.
What do you say to the person just starting out?
Listen, this business, it takes a lot of hard work, but it's a labor of love. You have to love what you're doing. If you don't have that passion, you don't have that desire, maybe opening up a business is not a restaurant or a pizza place. It's not for you. You know what I mean? Maybe it's better to be back at home in the kitchen, but you got to love what you're doing because it's not just about cooking. It's about the business, and there's so much more that goes into it than just being in the kitchen every day and cooking. And I've seen it from both sides of it, but yeah, you got to love what you're doing. And we all love it. You see this beautiful staff back here. We all love what we do, and hopefully that shows through the pizza today.
I can tell you love what you do, and I'm so honored to be able to have the opportunity to speak with you, and I'm so thankful for your time. The show is presented by Cordo Olive Oil, and so I want to say thank you.
I love this olive oil. Good.
Yeah?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You've tried it before.
I have.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Do you have any final words for the audience?
Oh, man, I think we're good. Yeah. If you're not down here, get your butt down here quick.
Hurry up. Thank you very much for being on.
Take care.